Spain is a small country in Europe. The King of Spain sent explorers to look for gold and silver, a new passage to the Orient, and to spread Christianity. They left Spain to sail west across the Atlantic Ocean. They landed in what would become Spain's first settlement in St. Augustine, Florida in 1565. As the St. Augustine was established, a presidio or fort was built for shelter. This picture shows the fort that was named the Castillo of San Marcos. It was built near the water with a moat around it for protection. The brick and mortar formed the walls. The water in the moat would protect them from their enemies. Conquistadors would guard the fort. They would draw up the drawbridges to keep the enemies out of the fort. And here's another picture where you could see the moat filled with water around the fort. Today, St. Augustine's Fort is a national monument where tourists can visit daily. From Florida, Spaniards traveled westward through what is now Georgia, Alabama, Mississippi, Texas, New Mexico, Arizona, and California. As they traveled and discovered mining possibilities, the Spaniards decided that they would build missions within a day's walk of one another. That way, travelers and explorers would have a safe place to rest at night. During the restful times, the Spanish would be able to worship with them, they would be able to share Christianity, and provide food and shelter for them. In El Paso, there is a path called the El Camino Real. Sounds kind of like Camino Real that we eat at, but this was a road where there were many of the Spanish missions. Today, these missions are open for churches to have ceremonies. They are open for tourists to come and view. As I traveled in El Paso along these pathways, I was able to visit and see three of the missions. Outside the missions, you would see roses and rosaries, which is a part of Christianity in the Catholic Church, which is what the Spaniards tended to be. As you can see, the architecture in these missions is amazing, especially for the years from 1565 on through 1682 to 1789 when they were built in Texas. If you continue to go westward, you will see different missions in the southern states. A lot of them border the Mexico country line because they were trying to keep all of the riches to themselves. The land and the missions along the border became known as the borderlands, and they were there to protect the Spaniards and their people, as well as protect them from losing their mining capabilities. Some of these missions are in San Diego, California, which is very close to the Mexican border as well. You can tell that some missions have been kept up. They've been adopted or turned into historical places, and donations can be given when you visit there to take care of the yard, the upkeep of the building itself, and to maintain the integrity of what the missions were built for.